Assalamu alaikum, everyone, and good afternoon, everyone. Today, our second day, and in our second day, the same agenda we are continuing. That was the first day because what we are doing in this agenda or the topic, we are understanding or we are preparing our base, that is the corporate tax. What is the corporate tax, and who will pay, on what income he will pay, and when he will pay. So all this question, because once we have the our base, then we can start dive into each topic in detail, and maybe the detailed understanding will be there. So we from next uh, session, our main topic will be considering over here. So we will focus over here. Then see, now so far we covered the our foundation level to understand what is the text, what are the key element. So this is the second session of this second day of the first session, but it's the continuity of the first session. It's not the new one. So we are discussing the person, income, tax period. So this is are the our discussion so far. In the first session, we discussed regarding the corporate tax, one of the basic point where we are saying the mistake may happen consciously, unconsciously. So that today I took the written, and I wish to share the written with you guys. I already sent in the WhatsApp as well. Why we are adding the return in the beginning, just to share the idea how it will be moving forward. But we will discuss the return for sure by step in each relevant area. And by end till the end you will reach, you will understand the importance and what are the things is required. So when we start the return, so the first point, these are the entity details. They are by default, it will be populated. So this such thing will be appearing by default when we did the registration. We cannot change over there, but now before return, the FTA is saying, please ensure this is correct or not correct. If any mistake is happen, you might correct over here. This is what they are saying. They're taking the confirmation. Okay. So now the first question is appearing, taxable person is one or more unincorporated partnership. We discussed in the last session what is the unincorporated partnership as a overview, but as a detail, we will dive into that. Unincorporated partnership, if the single person or partner in any other partnership, so he have the TRN, even they applied for the transparency, but the TRN, if he's part of that, he might mention the yes. If you say the yes, then here option will be appearing for the TRN. If no, then you will move forward. Then the next question is asking for the government controlled entity, mostly the private entities, they might say the no, subject to your activity. Next is non-extractive natural resources. So we have to see the carefully what is our business activity. So similar, this is the taxable revenue derived during the taxable person revenue. So what is the point over here? The taxable person drive the revenue during the tax period. If I change over here, so what is the definition? We are covering the same, the person, then the income, then the tax period. This is the point what I would like to share with you guys. What is the importance? How the tax is started. So this whole picture, our whole tax legislation, our whole taxable income or the corporate tax return around these three basic factors. Rest all the detail inside of each one. First, the taxable person. What are the taxable person? What are the regulation on taxable person? Then the revenue drive, then the period. If simply you want to understand the what is the corporate tax, this is the corporate tax. In a maybe the 1 second, we can understand this is the corporate tax, and you will say, okay, I learned the tax, and I'm the master in that. You may assume that, but if you dive into the each area, there are many legislations that defining, and the old legislation may be override or supersede by new legislation or amendment, new cabinet decision, FTA decision, ministerial decision. If we are not following the latest update of the taxation, so we might taken the reference or understanding of the old cabinet decision or the city law. City law is very old so far. So on top of that, many ministerial decision or cabinet decision are there. If city law saying something and that was issued in the 2023, and now in 2025, some cabinet decision is saying yes, and the city law is saying no. So which one we follow? The city law or the cabinet decision on the same point? So we'll follow the cabinet decision. So now here is the challenge. We have to keep in touch with the taxation and see what are the latest update. So the people who are working in-house or as a professional, as a consultant or the tax accountant. So every day, please open the FTA website or Ministry of Finance website and see what is the latest update. In the morning or in the evening before leaving the office or before upon completion of your day. So just spend a couple of minutes and see what is the latest update. This is the important, even not you are part of the tax team, but if you want to grow your career, this is important for you. Even you're not 100% learn the tax, but still uh, you went for the accounting interview and there is some question came up for the text. If you answer on that, this will be the basic question. Even the person or the interviewer is knows this position is for not the tax accountant, but they will test the basic foundation or basic understanding. So if that 100 people, so you will have the advantage on 100 people. Okay, so now the important part, the financial taxable person. So what is the next part? The financial statement. So what is the financial statement? What is the financial statement? If anybody would like to answer, what is the financial statement? I appreciate in the chat if anybody answer and interact over here. Guys, please. What is the financial statement? Guys, please quickly and actively respond on that. Maybe some participant have in mind they come up and they take the lecture and they go back and they will learn everything. It will not be happen. Yes, Mudassir. Uh, and some people do not mention their name. That's why it's shown as a unknown. The idea of this activity is Irtada is mentioned precisely. Some other participant as well, but Irtada is mentioned precisely. Because if only the you want to take the lecture, go on the YouTube somewhere, you will have the lectures. But this is the more likely as a workshop, the objective where we have to interact with each other and raise the question and learn that. Otherwise, no use. Even you complete the 20 session, you will not have the understanding. If I'm trying to put the energy from my side, so at least from your side, the active response would be there. And so far, the 30 participant is not active. And secondly, if the participant would like to come on site, this is also most welcome. This is the first session. And from next onward session, we will have some practice that the practice will be given only the on-site only, not the online. Online only such things will be there that we already shared how we are going to do that. But at the practice session, the online on-site participant will have the advantage and they have the interaction with each other and they will learn on that also. Here the Atif share one link for the attendance. Would you please quickly mark your attendance? Guys, would you quickly complete your attendance? And this certificate, this is not guaranteed to be issued for everyone. This is sole discretion of our review based on the number of factors that we are giving during the training and we are explaining them. And this certificate will be issued from the PTG Consultant UK. This certificate will not be issued from the PTG Consultant LLC. It will be from the under the name of the PTG Consultant from UK. United Kingdom, we already registered the company. We have this activity. We provide such courses. Okay, thank you, Atif. Okay, let's. So again, here I'm emphasizing what is the text. The text is text around the person, then the taxable person, because person may be the exempt, may be the out of scope, may be the taxable. So under the person, we have to understand this will be maybe take one session or two session. Then the revenue derived during the tax period. Now the tax period is a 12 month or maybe less than 12 months, maybe the more than 12 months. We will learn how it will be. So the point where which revenue will be here, which revenue we will put over here. Anyone would like to explain which revenue we will add over here? What is the definition of gross revenue? Other people, this is not the complete answer so far I received. So there is a difference between revenue and the profit. So there is a difference between the revenue and the profit. So please focus here. We are saying what we are saying, revenue. Please understand the word revenue. See, this is not the lecture, this is the workshop. If I'll explain you in this way, maybe you understand. If you thinking you came up for the lecture, sorry. Because I know at the end of the all the training events, this not will be helpful for you guys. My objective to give the value addition. My effort today you are working in organization or tomorrow you go in another position, you will understand what is the practical aspect of the corporate tax and how it will be in daily professional life. It will be helpful for you. This learning will keep going on. Yes, Mudasir. Okay, so we will see in this. So here, see, as per the city law, they're saying revenue will be as per the applicable IFRS. As per applicable IFRS. So now the what is this is the error happened. Mostly they said, okay, the revenue is the main SIGA activity. You drive the revenue from the SIGA activity. That would be written over here. That would be written over here. But the practically written definition, and now if somebody may come up and okay say okay, from how we can validate this, please search for the corporate tax return guideline 2024 and read this. The exact meaning you can read over there. City law is sets as per applicable IFRS, and the corporate tax return is giving the understanding in this way. This is the point in first session I mentioned the error is made by unintentionally. So hope this point is clear. Now, guys, you understand the revenue? Please quickly reply. So if during your interview, during your daily routine life, if somebody will ask what is the revenue, revenue as per tax legislation, as per accounting may differ, as per legislation, tax, corporate tax, it may differ. So please understand, tax accountant is a different, accounting person is a different. So at the same time, if accounting person give you the answer, he will say the as per IFRS. At the same time, if the tax accountant or tax consult being a tax consultant, you will answer, you will give the different answer. If anybody asks what is the revenue, so your first question, revenue as per accounting or revenue as per the tax. If you raise this question, So the person who's asking this question, he knows, okay, you are familiar with the difference between the tax revenue and the accounting revenue. I'm using the word tax revenue. Why? Because we in the corporate tax return, he will talk about the tax revenue. He will not talk about the accounting revenue. Maybe accounting revenue and tax revenue both are same and maybe different. Similar way, here the account tax period. Here the tax period maybe is the same as per your accounting and maybe it is a different. But so far, accounting period and tax period are same or different. Would you please quickly respond, accounting period and tax period are same or different? What is the role of the commercial law? Yes, Noman is mentioned one additional point more precisely. Other also given the answer, but more precisely, he mentioned for the juridical person. Thank you, Noman. I believe you are focusing on that. So now the next part, we understanding the taxable person, financial statement, we learned that. But here the next is seeing the cash and the accrual. Guys, my screen and the text font size is, I believe, is clear because I'm putting the second laptop. I'm looking onto that. What is your screen is appearing? But still, if any problem, please let me know. Okay, thank you, Madhusam. So, what is the basis? Here, the basis prepared taxable person in the same point. How many learning? Taxable person is the one learning. Financial statement is another learning. Preparation is another learning. Cash or accrual is another learning. So this is the one line, but maybe you need the 4 to 5 session to understand what is this. So guys, so what is the mean? The prepared under the cash or accrual basis. Would you please let me know what does mean? Cash or accrual basis. See, the question in the video also will be similar way. Guys, please reply quickly. What is this terminology? What is the terminology? What is the accounting concept or the over our tax concept will be applicable over here? Do you recognize the difference over here? I appreciate if you guys update your name in the Zoom meeting. I appreciate because some people is not mentioned the name that you join as a guest. We will learn this part also. The cash basis, normally we are preparing the financial statement on accrual basis. Most of the companies are following the accrual basis. And the cash basis, what is the FTA saying? If your revenue threshold is less than 3 million, you may opt for the cash basis, but in the future, guys, currently focus on this session now. Still now people are asking about the quiz and all that, that you may coordinate with the Atif later on as well. Currently focus on that. If you are coming in this way, which means you are not with us, you are not online, and we might not entertain the people who coming in this way. Because if you're not online, if you're not the focusing on the main learning, so please do not waste your time. Okay, the mostly we are using the accrual basis, and the accrual basis, if any expense is accrued, even not yet paid, we will record the transaction in our accounting system. But in the cash basis, we will record only if cash is paid, only. And FTA given this option, if your revenue is less than 3 million, you might go for the cash basis. And but if in future your revenue is more than 3 million, you have to switch on the accrual basis, but it will not be by default. So you have to apply the by application to change to the accrual basis. But mostly businesses are following the accrual basis in accounting system. Maybe small shops, restaurant, bakala, some small groceries, they might go for the cash basis. Okay, now the next, does the taxable person conduct more than one business activity? You have to activity and give the percentage of each activity. Okay, 50% one activity, another 50% another activity. If you're doing three activity, you have to give the what is the revenue drive from the each activity. You have to provide the split. Is taxable member of multinational? Okay, how many? What is the this revenue threshold? 750 million euro. Yeah, 3.15 billion AED. If the turnover is in this, then you are part of this. Otherwise, no. Yes, 750 million euro. The next is the taxable person incorporated or otherwise established. Here again, see what is the focus on taxable person. Then what is the focus on incorporated? Incorporated. Now understand the difference. Are otherwise established. Are otherwise established. Then recognized. Recognized. Guys, do you understand these three terms? This is the law. This is the direct return screenshot. Anybody volunteer himself and would like to explain what is the difference between incorporated or otherwise established or recognized? Why I'm highlighting this? If we do not know what is the definition of this, how is possible we are file the return correctly? Yes, to file the return is not the problem. Anybody can file the return. You might give any typist, he will proceed with the return. To file a return is not the question. Question to file correctly the return as per the applicable legislation and what is the best of that company, what is the status of that company. This is the important part. This is the our learning. So this we will learn in our the tax agenda. Incorporated, incorporated means you mostly when we register for the corporate tax, they will say, okay, give us the incorporation certificate. Incorporated, maybe free zone issuing the incorporation certificate and some not issuing. But the incorporation as per UE company law. As per UE company law, MOA is the first document that is signed as per UE commercial law, and you uh, register your company. This is mean by the incorporated. Otherwise established. So law is saying even you registered your business as per local legislation, as per local commercial law, or other way around, it established you are doing the business. Even you are doing the business, but you did not register as a company, but as a business activity is established. What does mean? FTA make cash the other taxable person also. They do not have the trade license. They do not have the company, but they are doing the business activity. I'll give you the example. Freelancer are the YouTubers. They are also come under the taxation regime or no? And mostly the freelancer, the YouTubers, they don't have the trade license. If they don't have the trade license and they are doing the business activity, they may fall under the taxable person if they exceed the threshold, revenue threshold. Some people are mentioned, some participant mentioned the 1 million threshold. So it will become taxable. So this is the definition, otherwise established. Now you understand the difference. Now the established are recognized. Maybe you understand alternative. They saying is established are recognized under the law of the UE. Guys, now you understand that understanding incorporation, otherwise established, are recognized. But for sure, when we gonna cover this topic, more detail will be there. But I'm highlighting from the written why the importance, the our activity importance, our workshop importance, what is the emphasis and what we are learning over here. Guys, quickly reply, everything is clear, or still you have the comment over here. Next, is the taxable person resident in a foreign juridical next is the taxable person. Again, see the FTA saying the taxable person. Then he's saying the tax resident in a foreign jurisdiction. Who is the taxable person? Who's registered in the Asim, we already explained this. Maybe you are not active. You might later on go through the recording. The taxable person. Now, the next part, the taxable person and the tax resident. First, FTA will ask the question, who is the taxable person? How it will be? From the same, if the company or the tech person is incorporated or otherwise established, as we given the example, by he's doing the business without even without trade license, but his activity falling under the tax meeting the criteria of the taxation, still is subject to tax. So having the trade license is not important. Having the trade license is not the important. The overall we have to see what we are doing. Otherwise, established or recognized is alternative term is used as a law. This covering all the means. That's why they said the that these are the recognized. That's why they mentioned the recognized. So now please focus over a taxable person, tax resident in a foreign jurisdiction under a applicable double taxation agreement. Yes or no? I come up in the one of the query where they mention is yes. Their home country may be the Australia, that investor or the from Australia or from UK or any part of, I'm taking example from Australia. The in-house person, he's assuming that the ownership of this company is the Australia. The one Australia company who open another company in the UAE under the ownership of the Australia company. So what the in-house the accounting tax accountant did, he said yes, as per his understanding. He is not understanding what is this mean. If Australian LLC company, I'm giving the example of the LLC for better understanding. He opened another LLC company owned by LLC juridical person in the Australia. And the tax accountant in-house teams, he said yes, and he put the below the uh, information of that. Any process to the next, and the return is not proceeding on from that point onward. And they keep falling with FTA. This is the technical this issue. Our return is not opening. So approximate, and they do not bother to check with outside also. They believe what they are doing is correct. And the last end of the September, I got this query and they said, okay, we need the assistance because our return is not open and FTA so far not resolved our ticket. See, FTA, the call centers are the customer happiness center. They are not the tax expert. They are the happiness center. They will entertain your query and raise. They will give you standard information, but they will not give you the specialized to your requirement or aligned to your requirement. So people still believing, okay, I called the FTA and they did not support. Sorry, FTA will not the address your problem, your issue until unless is a technical. They don't know what you opt in the return. If your return is not proceeding as a standard, they'll say, okay, maybe it's a technical, raise the technical ticket. But actually, when I look into that, the issue was here. They opt for the yes. And why? Because if he's saying under a double taxation agreement, now the double taxation agreement is a taxable person, tax resident. Who's a taxable person? UE LLC company, UE juridical person. Tax resident where? Yes, if you consider person in registered in UE, of course, is a tax resident. But now here question is saying taxable person, tax resident where in UE? No, they are asking in foreign jurisdiction in the Australia. In Australia, the UE juridical person is a tax resident in Australia. He said yes. And under a double taxation agreement, he's saying yes, is double taxation agreement between Australia and the UAE is there. So he is subject to tax in the Australia. So that's why your return is not proceeding further. Do you understand what the point I'm highlighting here? If you opt the wrong one and you not able to proceed because he might understanding is a tax resident of the UAE and he proceed with that. Any question over here? Any question over here? Guys, I appreciate, understand the point I'm shared over here and raise your understanding or give me your example without mentioning the company name, mention the example. Let's say, okay, your ABC company is registered in a UAE, a juridical person, and he's a UAE tax resident, and he's not taxable to a foreign jurisdiction under double taxation agreement. Or anybody who have the part of multinational company and ownership belongs to the foreign company. So make the case. Guys, I appreciate, share the case. See, the guy, his name is coming unknown. Sorry, I will not answer. If you not bother yourself to register with the name, sorry, I will not address. If you cannot spend the time to register yourself, any other part, please. Somebody else. Okay, let's again, I'm emphasizing on the same. Here, normally what we do, we will do the no. If the normally what we do the no. Why? Because UE company is a tax resident, of the UE. Even is see, first we have to understand the difference between branches and the subsidiary. Branches and subsidiary. And then the another legislation, the foreign jurisdiction is important over here because if the company branch is subject to foreign jurisdiction, okay, then it may come as a yes. But as a taxable person, you already have the trade lesson, you already incorporated over here. How come? There is maybe another scenario or the case is come to the taxable person that we see case by case. But here I'm giving you the example as a see, don't take or assume everything in the short. For that, we have to dive into detail. So here I'm saying mostly the company is a UE company. We will say no and proceed further, but again, case to case. Now he's saying if the company is registered in free zone as a juridical person, ownership is in New Zealand, double taxation, company registered in free zone. Now, his Noman is mentioning that if the free zone company owned by the New Zealand company, owned by the New Zealand company, so still you will say no. If he's a juridical person, still say the no. I believe this is we talk about the juridical person. It as I mentioned about if parent company is a free zone company and a foreign subsidiary, in that case, double taxation is okay. Now is opposite. Free zone company is a parent company. He opened the another company, the juridical person in the New Zealand. First, understand the juridical person. He opened this subsidiary in the New Zealand. Understand the difference. Subsidiary or the branch. This is another the difference. If branch, the different regulations, we have to go for the foreign permanent establishment exemption. If the subsidiary is already part of the local regulation over there. This is the just a summarized way, but we'll see in detail also. I believe we joined 11 o'clock so far, almost 2 hours. So let's take the break over here and we start from there because this is our topic starting from here, the elections. This is our topic to be covered. So in case, meanwhile, if anybody have the question, I would like to assist that. I'm stopping the recording. We'll start again.